from the opening tag, and you're listening to 100% Worse.
Hey, O'Connor.
Hey, Graham, what's up?
Hey, I got an update for you.
Sure, hit me with it.
You remember a few weeks back when we were talking about Tom Shane, the Shane Company commercials,
Oh, really?
and Ed.
Is Ed back?
Ed is back. And
awesome.
I meant to talk about this last week because that's when I heard it. But I was driving to a gig last week. It seems to be the only time that I hear Shane Company commercials. But I was driving to this gig, and I heard a Shane Company commercial, and sure enough, there was Ed. It started off the same, said, "Hi, I'm Tom Shane," and then in the
And I'm Ed.
yes, and I'm Ed, right? That's true. It's exactly what he sounds like. Don't look it up. And I was like, we're back with round two. Here's Ed one more time. This is Ed 2, Electric Boogaloo. Let's hear what you have to say, Ed. And this time, we learned that Ed is a diamond buying specialist.
Oh, really?
Still no last name.
Still no. Okay.
Still sounds extremely threatening.
Okay.
But at least we know that he has some connection to the company.
That is true.
So he buys diamonds for Tom, and he comes on the commercials.
We're learning.
So, yeah. This
2022, it's just going to be Ed Company.
It's only going to be Ed Company. He's planning a takeover. He's like Blemish taking over the Vermilion Minotaur. He is just worming his way up. And he kind of sounds like Blemish from Hello from the Magic Tavern. He does sound a little bit like this dark, shadowy guy who maybe has cats coming out of his mouth, who is eventually going to take over the company. So that's what I have for you. That is my weekly report.
Thank you for that
Shane
update.
Company
That
and
was,
Shane Company Diamonds. Shane Company, just east off I-69 on 96th Street and Hague Road. Open weekdays till 8, Saturdays and Sundays till 5. Never going to sponsor this show. But enough about Shane Company. Never enough about Shane Company. But for now, enough about Shane Company. This is 100% Worse. I'm Graham Ganol.
I'm Connor Hughes.
Let's roll that intro.
Your best friends created the best show in the universe. And they took that show and made that show 100% worse.
Presenting Podcast Extravaganza 100% Worse, the show that gets better every day. Now in Technicolor.
So once again, this is 100% Worse, where I'm Graham Ganol.
And I'm Connor Hughes, and we've done this before.
Yeah, we have. And every week on this show, we take some item or thing that exists, some entity, and we just attempt to throw ideas at it until it becomes better, or at least give you ideas on how to improve your experience with it in your own life. So if you want to tweet about the show, go ahead and use the hashtag 100worse. That's the number 100 and the word worse. And of course, you can find us on Twitter or any social media at 100% worse. That's the number 100, the words percent and worse. And don't forget to send in your emails with topic suggestions or questions or corrections or anything you have to 100%worse@gmail.com. That's the number 100, the words percent and worse. All right, enough of that. What is our topic this week?
Our topic this week is vampires.
Vampire. Yes, we have one topic this week. Well, what? Now, I was working into that joke, but I had context.
sorry.
So what do we have three of?
3. I don't know. I said vampires. My mind switched to the Count from Sesame Street, and I went with it.
And what was your joke setup? It was sloppy.
I probably killed your
You
joke.
lack discipline. We have one topic this week. One
Like we do.
like we do every week. And we are talking about vampires. Now, when we chose this topic, we really just looked at a list of words on a random word generator until we found one we liked. And we chose vampires because it is very good. It's a very good topic. But we didn't really talk with each other about what we meant by making vampires. But that's right, yawn right into the mic.
Look, you can see it didn't do nothing.
I like how your grammar becomes much more rustic as you attempt to lie your way out of a bad situation. Just imagine you robbing a bank like, I didn't take no money. I don't have no getaway car. Bless your heart, officer. Ain't gonna lock me up in no jail. What I was saying is that I'm interested to see how we both interpreted this make vampires better thing.
Okay.
Because I think I have a certain take on it. I don't know if it's the same take as you have. I have make a vampire's daily experience better. Mm-hmm. And you have, what's kind of your take on it?
It's kind of similar.
Okay.
Some things are a little bit off. But for the most part, yes.
Yeah.
Like, for example, my first idea is make them bigger.
Dang it, Connor. We talked about this.
Until it's funny.
Jokes don't become funny. Well, what do I know? Sure, make them bigger. How big can you make a vampire?
Okay, we won't actually get into it.
Wait a minute. Can Bram Stoker make a vampire so big that even he can't write about it?
No.
How big can a vampire be?
Presumably only as big as humans can get.
Connor, how big do it get?
Presumably only as large as humans can
That's
get.
actually a good point.
We can't get very big.
Vampires are made rather than born, I think. Unless there's a case of vampires being born, all you Twilight fans can probably let us know. But
I think
they're
there
pretty
was
much
a
made.
vampire born in Twilight.
Really? Because they're, I mean, typically, a vampire comes along, sticks a straw in your neck, shloop, shloop, now you're a vampire. Mm-hmm. I know it's not that simple. I think you become like I forget what they're called, people who are like in service of vampires and stick their necks out for the vampire.
Maybe?
Something like that. That's like a whole thing. And then there's like a whole process to being turned into a vampire. You guys know what we're trying to say.
I just don't think that actually works, but that's besides the point.
Yeah. No, that particular aspect of vampirism doesn't work. The rest of it, solid science. That one thing, no go.
I mean, it's possible.
It's possible to
maybe not
finish
the
that
whole,
sentence.
maybe not the whole bat thing.
All right.
Maybe not like the whole turning into bat thing.
Are you just saying it's possible for one
there
person
are
to drink
people-
another person's blood?
Well, there are people out there who do need blood. Who like we need to.
Hemophiliacs?
Yeah, like they need to have blood.
I don't.
But
Do they
that's
need
not
to drink
the
it?
Point.
Is that true?
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Hey guys,
I don't know
Connor's
how
the
it works.
doctor this week. If you have a disease that makes you need to bite people's
But-
necks and drink their blood, please write in and let us know so we can move far away from where you live.
But this leads into my first actual
Sure.
point. And get dedicated blood banks so that vampires can get access to clean, safe blood.
Sure, the Chunt for the Red October. Again, another Magic Tavern ripoff. But what differentiates your idea from kind of just going around asking for donations? Because we usually see that in shows like Supernatural or, I don't know, probably Angel or like other shows where you got vampires who are trying to kind of like fit in society. They usually are like stealing blood from blood banks, stuff like that. So you're saying we need dedicated blood banks just for vampires?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt.
Now, this is an interesting thing because as far as I know, vampires don't need a specific type of blood. I think they just they can just pretty much have any type of blood, right? You don't have to like match it to the vampire.
But would it be like a wine thing where you like one type over another
Oh
type?
yeah, if somebody has like one of the rare or like AB negative or whatever, one of like the rare blood types, where it's like the universal
Where it's like really red.
donor or something
It's
like
like
that.
just really red blood.
I don't even drink red blood myself. I am more of like a white blood type.
White blood.
Yeah. A vampire might say.
I just get it straight from the marrow
But
myself.
there are white blood cells. And blood and marrow are not the same thing. I hope you
they're
know
not.
that. Oh, man. What do I know? I mean, I've donated plasma, but how else are they going to make TVs? So you think there should be blood banks? So these can be places where...
Where you can go and donate blood for vampires.
Yeah. Well, is the place where you donate the blood and the place where the vampires come to pick it up the same? Because I fear that might just be an easy place for vampires to go where they know they can find people who have extra blood. You know how it is when you just like wake up some days and you're like, oh, I have so much blood. Just need to get a little bit of this out. And that obviously is why. bloodletting and leeches are still so widely used in medical communities. Some
Yeah,
people
I
just
mean,
have too
sometimes
much
you
blood.
have to, yeah.
Have you ever see somebody who's red in the face? So much blood.
But see, that's why
Yeah,
we need these blood banks so that they can get clean, safe blood.
True.
Because people with bad blood, we need the leeches to take
who
that
has
out.
bad blood aside from Taylor Swift?
I don't know. Probably.
Or is that
a
what
lot
that
of the
song is about?
lines-
Is that what that song is about? Taylor Swift tried to donate blood. She went to the blood bank, like one of
And
those
they're
fans.
like, we can't accept this.
They're like, we can't
Here,
accept this.
Have this bag of leeches.
Yeah, they're like, what's wrong with this? And she's like, baby, you got bad blood. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you used to
I'm
have
pretty sure.
mad love, but like, I mean, you got some problems. I don't think we can solve them here because this is a blood bank, not exactly a clinic. And then she's like, well, can I at least have some Band-Aids? And they're like, Band-Aids don't fix bullet holes. She's like, sorry. And they're like, you say sorry just for show. Who's more surprised that I know that much of that song?
I am
You
actually.
Or literally every person on earth, including me?
So, at my work,
Yeah.
every summer we do a blood drive thing, where a bus parks out in front of our theater, and people can go in and donate blood.
Yeah.
And I think something about that is just like,
Hey, get on the
It's-
bus.
yeah, it's like a movie about, like hippie vampires just traveling around.
Oh, yeah, just nomadic vampires in a bus.
The U.S. in an RV, just stopping at places and getting blood.
You remember that movie RV where Robin Williams was a vampire and he had to drive across the country just drinking people's blood? And his family was like, this is never going to work. And he's like, but I just already put all this money down.
But I already bought the RV.
And then Peeta from Hunger Games was there, and nobody remembers he was in that movie.
Was he?
Yeah, dude. Josh Hutcherson? He was in RV.
He was in RV,
And he was
in RV.
He was in Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And what do people remember him from? Being the weak baker man from the Hunger Games, alongside Monotone Lawrence.
Who? Wait, what? Oh.
I don't have anything against Jennifer Lawrence, except that she speaks in a monotone sometimes, and that's like a really weak thing to have against an actor. Hey, sometimes when the director tells you to, you don't put a lot of inflection in your words. You're a professional who does a good job. Take that. You think Jennifer Lawrence is a vampire? Hey, that could be a fun game. You would just name celebrities and we go vampire or not vampire. I think some of them are going to be easier than others.
Kristen Stewart.
Kirsten Stewart, by now, got to be vampire.
It has to be old. We literally watched her.
Yeah, because
Turn
Well,
in
let's
Twilight,
let's
so
start
that
out
was
like
a-
in
that was
an
a trick.
easy way. Okay,
was a trick.
Like just here, I'll throw out here. Okay, impromptu game. We didn't prepare this, but
Okay.
I think this will work pretty well.
Okay.
And this is honestly something we could play every week. I feel like it'll be just as relevant because it's always good to know who's a vampire and who's not. Okay. I'm just going to throw out names of some celebrities, and you are going to tell me vampire or not vampire,
Okay.
based on everything you know about vampires and everything you know about these celebrities.
Sure.
And we will see if what you think matches what I think.
okay. Yep.
There we
Yep.
go. Okay,
Yep.
this is legit
We got
again.
it.
Okay, we'll start easy. James Corden.
James Corden. I'm gonna say not.
I'm going to say not vampire
say not.
either. I think if anything, he's a werewolf. He has like that real like puppy dog charm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see it.
I think so. Okay. Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. Ooh.
Bear in mind, this man hunted vampires in a movie.
He did hunt vampires in a movie.
But
also
he doesn't age.
Turned into kind of was almost a werewolf-esque
Yeah.
in Wolverine.
Yeah, kind of. Definitely. Has
I'm
some of those
gonna go
qualities.
ahead and say vampire
Okay.
because what better cover?
True. What? Yeah. So you think that because he's so anti-vampire,
Yeah, people would
Outwardly,
associate him
that you
with
think
vampire hunters.
he's a closet
with werewolf.
vampire.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense. He's like that one guy from Perks of Being a Wallflower, who's the jock who is like calling everyone else gay when really he was a vampire. Remember that guy from Perks of Being a Wallflower who's a vampire?
I remember when the vampires showed up in that movie.
Okay, well, here's another one. Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds? Okay, probably not.
I'm gonna say definitely vampire for Ryan Reynolds. Look at Ryan Reynolds 20 years ago.
He's charismatic.
But look at him 20 years ago, or look at him now. If he's not a vampire,
True.
he's achieved immortality in some other way.
True. I just thought that was because, like,
what?
Had a cult
Botox?
following.
A cool following?
A cult following.
Oh, a
that
cult
like,
following. Maybe he has a cult following because he started a cult because he's a vampire.
I was just thinking he was more of like a patron.
Yeah.
For like warlocks, so that they'd like gift him their power.
I was gonna say I don't think warlocks are known for like looking perpetually young, but if they just gave him power to look young, yeah, maybe. It's just not whatever he's got going on, it's not natural.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves is actually a vampire.
Gotta be a vampire.
We know this because he's been in history all throughout. Like,
that's true.
Yeah, you've seen the pictures,
I
right?
actually
He's
forgot
been all
about that. But
throughout
yeah, all those. If you haven't seen this, just like Google Keanu Reeves in old pictures, and you'll probably pull up something on like Jimmy Fallon where he's like in old photographs of people that look like Keanu Reeves.
old paintings and things of that sort.
Okay. John Leguizamo.
You were just wanting to say John Leguizamo.
I really just want to say John Leguizamo.
No.
No, not a vampire.
No, not a vampire.
Okay, but reasoning?
But reasoning, he doesn't give off. I don't know. He doesn't.
Here's why
I wouldn't say him to be.
Here's why I think John Leguizamo is a vampire. Page 1. John Leguizamo is a legitimate celebrity that people have heard of and know about. He has a face, he has a name, he has been in things, and yet the only thing that I can ever remember about him is his name. It's like he is perpetually trying to erase himself from my mind. When I think about John Leguizamo, I cannot picture what his face looks like. I cannot think of a single thing that he has been in. I can't think of what his voice sounds like, and I can't remember hearing about him anywhere. He's just a name that's in my head. And I have Googled John Leguizamo many, many times. I have looked up his body of work. I have read articles about him. I have looked at pictures of him. He doesn't stick in my head. That is such a vampire thing that I think John Leguizamo must be a vampire.
I would say he might only have that kind of influence to you, because he doesn't really do the same for me.
So John Leguizamo is like a very prominent part of your memory. Like every morning you're like,
no, I just haven't
Good
thought
morning.
of him at all until
now
you
I'm
brought
thinking
him
about
up.
John Leguizamo.
Until you brought him up, like until you thought him up.
Until I thought him up. Yeah, I
Into
might
existence.
have. I might have imagined John Leguizamo into existence. If you guys have fan art of John Leguizamo, please send that in. Please send a picture of John Leguizamo holding a moon pie.
And
And that will be our new logo.
if you don't have any fan art of him, please make some fan art of him and then send it to him. I'm sure he'd
I
love
think
it.
everybody has fan art of John Leguizamo. He's clearly a big famous guy. Well, that does it for this segment of is.
How about Sir Ian McKellen?
What?
Sir Ian McKellen?
Sir Ian McKellen?
Yeah.
No, not a vampire. Used to hunt vampires, doesn't
about-
anymore, but definitely has stories.
How about Sir Patrick Stewart?
Patrick Stewart, definitely a vampire. And it's weird because they're such good friends, but they have respect for each other. Over the years, they have tried to kill each other many times, and they have developed a fast friendship because of it.
Okay.
Again, Patrick Stewart looks the same as he did when he was on Star Trek, so definitely vampire.
That is true.
The trick is to go
I
bald,
think the bald held.
young.
Yeah.
Because then when you get old and you're still bald, then people are like, I can't tell the difference. I only look at the hair.
Also, my old assistant manager was bald. He was like 22.
I thought you were going to say your old assistant manager was Sir Patrick Stewart. I was like, that must have been in between X-Men movies. Paul probably blew all his money on food and shelter.
He was like 22, and he was bald.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually did help him because you can be young, but if you shave your head and go bald, you look like
Yeah.
the 10, 15, 20 years older.
Yeah, true.
you at least command that respect. So if you're young, shave your head to be bald. If you're middle-aged, shave your head because then you'll look the same when you're old.
Yeah, that's true. The one caveat that I'll say about this is
You'll lose all your hair.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the obvious one. But the one that I'm going to say is there's a chance, it's not a large chance, but I would say for like 10% of at least guys, there's a very real chance that you shave your head and you will look like a baby. Like you could be 40. Some people, they shave their head. I definitely see this happen when people shave their beards. But if they shave their head, sometimes you just look like a little baby.
That is true.
And so if you go to a bar, they're not going to be like, can I see your ID? They're going to be like, where's your mommy and daddy?
A 260-pound baby.
And you're like,
that's 6 foot.
You're like, I would like a Pilsner. And they're like, I can't understand you, little guy. I don't know what you're saying. Where's your mom and dad? Well, that does it for this segment of Are They a Vampire? Hopefully we will continue this
Tune
segment.
in next week.
I don't know, maybe not next week, but I would say definitely sometimes we'll keep doing this segment because I think the world needs to know, are they a vampire? Well, hey, at this time, it's time to take a swift ad break. Let's go ahead and get into our ad break with a little bit of smooth acapella.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
I think we're in different keys, but
We
you
are
know
in
what?
different keys.
That's called harmonizing. It's called jazz.
It's some harmony somewhere.
Hey, why don't you tell us about our first sponsor this week?
Our first sponsor this week is Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
All right. Are they ready to tell why kids love the taste of it so much?
No. Kids won't give it up either. We've been on them for years.
We've been grilling
they
kids.
They will not crack.
We've been grilling kids.
You want to rephrase that?
Title of my true crime documentary. We've been grilling kids. No, we have been just trying to get the info out of every kid that we see. We say, stop, get off your skateboard, put down your Fortnite. Why do you love the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch? And they're like, I'm not telling you, you're a cop.
You're like, darn it.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm not a cop. Can't you see
So
I have
you
this?
have to go back with a hoodie and a skateboard.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, maybe drinking a Monster or something.
Yeah.
Like, hey, dudes.
Hey, dude, what's up, brah?
What's up? You guys hear about the Cinnamon Toast Crunch
What's
thing?
up with cinnamon? You got any Cinnamon Toast Crunch on you?
Man, that stuff is good.
Yeah. You ever, you look sometimes on park benches and there's kids sitting there, they got little bags of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but if you come
Just
up to them, they put it
snorting 'em.
away. They're chopping it up with a credit card, and you come up to them, and you're like, hey, can I get some of that Cinnamon Toast Crunch? And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. And they play it really cool.
And then they're like, there's nothing here. As they wave their hand, and it's all just like gone.
It's gone. They're like, are
Just
you
like-
a cop? Because legally you have to tell me if you're a cop.
Otherwise, that's not driving.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Who's definitely a real, for sure, sponsor of the show this week. Our second sponsor is Steakums. Oh,
Steak.
that's unfortunate.
Oh.
Wow. We're trying real hard not to be anti-vampire on this show, and Steakums really just sounds like advice for killing vampires. I'm just trying to put a positive twist on this. Steakums.
Steakums good.
Steakums great.
Steakums real good.
Real good Steakums. Nice one, Steakums. Wow. Yeah. So I think this is the first week we're going to have to return all the money that our sponsor gave us because we really can't have Steakums on our vampire episode.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, we
not.
can't.
Probably
this is a
not.
vampire friendly space, and we've always tried to make that clear from the beginning of the show. And from episode 1, we said that every week this is a vampire friendly space. Yeah. Well, it's unfortunate. We're going to have to give Steakums their money back. So, sorry, Steakums. Maybe next week. Well, let's get back out of this ad break with a little bit more smooth a cappella.
I don't remember the next part. Are we out? Is this
Yeah,
out?
we're out. We're good.
out?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're good. This is
Okay.
out of the ad break. Well, yeah. So back to the show at hand. Remember, tweet about the show using hashtag 100 worse. Other people do that when they come out of their ad breaks. They're like,
they?
yeah, they're
don't
like,
know.
hey, we're back. And once again, send us emails to at whatever.
Oh, true. If someone's just turning on the radio for the
Right.
first
I
time.
noticed radio shows do that, but some podcasts do it too. I don't know. Like, are there people who listen to podcasts starting right at the ad break?
I don't know that that's possible.
People who like scrub forward 20 minutes?
It's definitely a radio thing.
Yeah, it seems like I don't know. I've heard it in some podcasts, and I wonder if those are podcasts that are like done like live, like internet radio. Maybe change it.
Maybe.
Should we do ours live?
Oh, we could. That would be fun.
Yeah, it's something to think about
Cut down on editing time. That's just,
for sure.
That's for sure.
For sure.
We would just have to leave in all our mistakes.
When we say live, we're not talking about online. We will just go to a laundromat and start doing our show.
Yep.
No
Amps and-
amplification.
No. Oh,
No amplification. No show notes.
just start riffing it.
And we will also be doing laundry.
yes.
We're just gonna go do laundry.
Yep.
And that's the show from
Yep.
now
You
on.
can catch us at a laundromat.
Catch us at the Coin Laundry on Lafayette. Or no. Yeah? No, catch us on the Coin Laundry on Michigan. I think it's on Michigan Street near 86th. And that's where we'll be doing the show from now on. Getting scrubby with Graham
Sorry,
and
your
Connor.
cat just jumped up.
Oh, yeah. Marmite did kind of just shiver in his sleep.
That was poor kitty. Okay, back to the topic
Marmite,
at hand.
vampire or not vampire?
Yes.
You think my cat is a vampire?
Yes.
I definitely read that book when I was a kid. My cat is a vampire.
Okay, so vampires.
Yeah. Do you want to hear any of my ideas?
Have you not done an idea yet?
I actually haven't.
You haven't? Oh, yeah. Hit me.
Isn't that wild? I feel
me.
like I have. So my first actual idea is, well, it's not so much an idea as just a short history lesson. So the first kind of like romantic vampire story that we think of was written in, I want to say 1816, but I don't have to think I say that because I actually have it pulled up. It was called The Vampire, Vampyre, and it was by John Polidori. An interesting thing about this is that it was written in June 1816 as the result of the same contest that spawned Frankenstein. So it was a party with John Polidori, Mary and Percy Shelley. Nobody cares about Percy Shelley. And they were visiting, I think there was somebody else, Claire something, and they were visiting one of Lord Byron's houses. And Byron said that they should each write a ghost story. Now, I'm just going to read straight from the article here, because this is interesting to me. It says, Byron suggested that each member of the party should write a ghost story. Both Frankenstein and the vampire were initiated as a result of this challenge. The thing about that is that neither one of those is a ghost story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a monster story and a vampire story. So nobody listened to Lord Byron.
It's like,
I
thanks,
guess-
guys. These are really good stories.
These are good, but it's not
Not
what
what I
I
was
said.
wanting.
It's kind of our podcast in a nutshell. like we were at a party with Lord Byron, and he was like, "I think that everyone here should do a podcast where you give helpful advice on how to improve things." And we were like, "Okay," and so then we were like, "Here's our podcast where
It's
talk
great, guys.
Pat McAfee and baloney." And the title of the show is the direct opposite of what we're trying to achieve. Good job. Originally, we were going to do this story with Percy Shelley, but then, nobody cares about Percy Shelley. Hey, Percy Shelley, vampire or not vampire?
I literally don't know who
care,
that is.
right?
Yeah, I don't,
Yeah, nobody cares.
care.
Mary Shelley,
Mary. See now,
vampire
that's an
or not
interesting one.
vampire?
I would say probably not vampire.
Not vampire.
Probably not.
Knowledgeable about the arcane.
Definitely yes.
Definitely would guest on an episode of Supernatural where everyone would be like, I know who that is. Is Supernatural still going?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Wow.
It's
50,
like in its
50 years of Supernatural,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yep.
Wow. And those guys look great. Those guys look really good still.
They're
Jensen Ackles
They
and Jared
do.
Padalecki, vampire or not vampires?
if not vampire, definitely like demonic or something.
Something.
They went to hell, right?
I
Like,
believe that they have both been possessed at some point. On the
yeah.
show too, I think they have.
On the show.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think off the show, Well, I think you could say that about any soap opera star, though. Jensen Ackles, at least, was in a soap. I believe he was in Days of Our Lives, and I think anyone who's on a soap opera kind of has that like young scrub and bubbles vampire look.
True.
Which is very kind of like plasticky and white. Oh, sorry. So my point with that is just to say that vampire stories have been around for a long time. Now, as to actually improving vampires, wouldn't you say that, like, to a vampire, your most important characteristic, like your most important body part is probably going to be your teeth?
Probably.
I mean, the thing you have to take care of is your teeth. I haven't heard anything about vampires having, like, multiple sets of teeth. I don't know that that's, like, a thing that they have. So if they're just like humans, I know that they grow in fangs, but then, like, once you have those, I think you just have those forever. It's just like your one set of adult vampire teeth, and you just have those for the rest of your life. So they better be, like, brushing every day. They better be flossing. They better have a water pick, because the thing is, I don't think vampires can go to the dentist. Like, I was thinking about it, and
dentists have to use the little mirrors. Yeah.
They use the little mirrors, they put them inside your mouth and try to clean your teeth.
Yeah, they can't. Oh.
I can't imagine I'm going to Dr. Nickus and she looks inside my mouth, or the hygienist does, and she, like, puts the mirror in my mouth and looks at it and is like,
just sees herself and is like,
according to this, yeah, you not only have no teeth, but you have no head.
You are me.
All your teeth look like my face. Have you painted my face on all of your teeth? And I have, because she's such a great dentist. They can't, though. They can't, right?
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah.
I mean, because what are you going to do? Like, how else are you going to look at their teeth? You're not going to stick your head in there.
Oh, that was...
Wait,
they can't.
unless the
they
vampires
can't even put
really...
their fingers.
In
Dentists would just keep losing fingers if they did that.
I don't think that vampires have a reflex. I don't think vampires are known for biting people's fingers off.
I mean, it just seemed like a reflex.
I don't think so.
Kind of seemed like
I'm
reflexive.
pretty sure they don't.
I mean,
no, I think that's racist.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not that vampires are a race exactly. What are they? They're not exactly are they a species? I feel like you can't be converted from one species to another.
We don't have enough scientific
Are they a
knowledge
gang?
to be able to...
They're kind of the most like a gang, because you have to be, like, initiated and converted to being in the gang, and then once you're in the gang, your physical appearance is altered somehow. That sounds like a gang. Are vampires a gang?
Like a weird gang, maybe.
I think they're a gang.
Not like a gang
Yeah.
gang.
Oh, is that the... Are you wearing that Avatar shirt that you just got?
Yes, I am.
Nice. I was wondering what it was. I saw you had a different shirt on. Yeah. This is very... I feel like we're not even doing the show right now. I just noticed that Cutter's wearing a cool shirt. That's got Aang on it from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Really cool. What's he doing there?
They're just airbending.
Just some airbending.
Yeah, just some airbending.
What a bro is that little guy. We love Aang. In this house, we love and support Aang. So yeah, teeth cleaning, little mirrors, that's kind of out. Do you think that, like, vampires have to drink blood, or do you think that they just haven't discovered Capri Sun? I feel like you give the first vampire a Capri Sun, and they put the little straw in it, and if it's a vampire, they don't use the straw, though. They just, like, poke a hole with their tooth. Here's a question that I have. Do vampires, like... Are their teeth little straws? Because it kind of seems like it sometimes.
You've got just the two little like marks that they just stick them and just...
Yeah. Are their teeth little straws?
I don't think so.
Could they be, though? What if vampires had one long tooth that was like a proboscis? A proboscis?
Oh, no.
Proboscis.
Oh,
like,
no.
And they just stuck it, and it was like a narwhal horn, and then they just... What if vampires had one long straw tooth that they just used? And then you could, like, tape 10 of them together and get somebody from across the room. Just imagine you're sitting there in geometry class, just trying to like work on your triangles, and then suddenly you just like you hear slurping sounds, and you look over, and there's a 10-foot straw in your neck. And you turn and you're like, Jeremy? Because last semester you sat next to Jeremy and you kept getting drained all the time. And the thing is, in class, you see somebody with a straw, you're like, I'm about to get a spitball. So you duck and cover because you're prepared for a spitball. You're never thinking vampires.
Nope.
Great cover if you're a vampire. Bring a straw to class.
And launch some spitballs at people occasionally. They'll think it's spitballs. They'll never know.
Remember, I don't know if they're still around. I can't remember the last time I saw them. Do you remember cereal straws?
I do remember cereal straws. I love cereal straws.
They were kind of like these cookie type straws. I mean, they were
amazing.
Ostensibly made of cereal. And you drink, I guess, milk through them, and it would make the milk kind of taste like the cereal. Just an idea for all you vampires out there. If you're looking to flavor up that neck juice,
Use some cereal straws.
a little Captain Crunch straw going. Let's make it fun. Make it fun for everyone. I don't know.
I like this reality that you've painted, going back a little bit, where Capri Sun has the same kind of nutrients as blood.
We don't know. We've never sat down a control group and had them drink only blood from the necks of innocent victims, and then only Capri Sun, and then seen how they did. And it'd have to be a blind test, of course, so they don't know which one is the blood and which one's the Capri Sun.
True. I think you.
The nice thing about Capri Sun is that it tastes exactly like blood. Nice thing about blood is that it tastes exactly like Capri Sun. I feel like we're uncovering some really big plot. like one there's just gonna be an ad eventually that's like, try Capri Sun, and at the end like the CEO comes on and he's like, you've been drinking blood. The whole time you gave to your children blood. And then the thing at the end that's like, respect the pouch, respect it. Remember that?
Or like a kid steps on a Capri Sun and it turns into a vampire.
Shoots out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or remember that one where the kid fills up the pouch with air and then he steps on, he like stomps down on the pouch and the straw flies out and hits the kid in the neck, and then the other kid like runs up and starts drinking out of the straw.
Yeah.
And then he replaces it with a cereal straw. You got another idea you want to hit me with?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, go for it.
So there are a bunch of old castles in Europe right now.
Yeah.
That they're almost pretty much giving away for free.
Yeah.
If you can prove that you can maintain and upkeep this piece of history, they'll pretty much let you have it.
Yeah.
I think we should get a couple castles so vampires can actually live in European castles.
Yeah, true, because right now they're hanging out at White Castle. And we talk about White Castle probably too much on this show.
Probably too much.
But one of the big problems about White Castle, and the reason I don't go there, is that it's full of vampires who are trying to live that life. You know, they make their reservations and they get a table.
White Castle's the only restaurant in the area, if it could be even considered a restaurant, at least in my area, that's open 24/7.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's White Castles are open 24/7.
Inside too?
Yep. Well, no, not inside, but drive-through.
Drive-through.
But that would make sense if the employees were vampires. Because you'd have the regular day shift employees coming in for the day, and then the vampires would get up and they can work
at night
their shift.
Yeah, the vampires are the ones who run the drive-through.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's why if you ever go to a White Castle, whoever gives you your food is like wearing this really long glove and like thick shades and a big hat.
Yeah.
Because
they kind of look like they might either be invisible or a vampire.
Yeah. Because if you go during the day, they can't reach out into the sun.
Yeah. That's why they make you when you go to White Castle, they give you one of those long sticks with the dinosaur head at the end, and you have to reach into the window and get your bag of food so they don't have to reach out to your car. Yeah. Oh yeah, so just buy up some castles and
Yeah.
what? Give them to
Yeah, if you
vampires,
could-
rent them out to vampires. What are we talking?
I mean, you
I
could have
don't-
a few.
I don't want to assume
You
that
could have a gang of
vampires are looking
vampires.
for. I don't want to assume vampires are looking for handouts. I think vampires are probably hardworking, productive members of society that are just looking for some kind of place to inhabit. So you just rent out castles to vampires.
Yeah.
I think that's not a bad racket. In fact, write that down because I think we could make something of this.
And
Yeah.
That would be an interesting book. A landlord to vampires.
Yeah. I think vampires really need to update their walk-up music.
What?
Like, think about it, right? How long have we had vampires? Like, hundreds of years, right? Like, hundreds and hundreds of years we've had vampires. And whenever you see one in a movie or in real life or whatever, what music plays? It's always the same old organ music that's like ding, 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 because that's royalty free. But then when you see like pro baseball players and they walk out, they've got like, you know, the cool, like pumping, like upbeat music, you know, going and everybody cheers and they're so cool because their walk up music is so cool. So what I've pulled up here is a list of the top walk up songs
Okay.
from MLB players. And these are like the best songs to like walk out on the field to. And I just want to have you try these on and just see like maybe in like a single word or like single sentence summary. Just tell me like what is your reaction if a vampire walks out of the castle or like walks up to you in the castle with this music playing.
Okay.
So the first one is Enter Sandman by Metallica.
Really cool, actually. That would be a really hip vampire.
I agree. Can't Stop by the Red Hot Chili Poppers. Red Hot Chili Poppers. That's right. The Red Hot Chili Poppin' Daddies. Oh my gosh. Everybody, I don't care what I said the name of my ska band was going to be. Now it's the Red Hot Chili Poppin' Daddies. Sorry. That'd
be kind of like it would be a young vampire kind of living life.
Yeah. Just like, what is this vampire wearing, do you think?
Probably a Hawaiian shirt.
That's
Hawaiian
exactly
shirt.
what I was going to say.
Yep.
Yeah, Hawaiian shirt vampire. I really like that image. Next one is Black Betty by Ram Jam.
That's the cool vampire. That's the one that like swaggers in and is like,
Yeah.
I don't need your blood.
But is
Black.
maybe like hungover, like perpetually hungover vampire.
Yeah,
to me, it's
yeah.
just like, or maybe like a little bit high. Like this vampire is like not all there, but is like, or no, I think maybe this vampire just smokes.
Yeah.
I think this vampire smokes, smells like smoke, wears like a black jacket.
Yeah,
maybe like
vampires-
a long black duster instead
Yeah.
of like a cloak. It's like a long black duster.
It's too cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Seven Nation Army.
Honestly, not really doing it for me.
Yeah. See, I think the problem with this is that Seven Nation Army is like the rest have been kind of like cool, like swagger out songs. And this one is a bit of like a get the crowd pumped up thing. I feel like if I walked into a castle and there was like 300 vampires in there all standing around cheering, and then one vampire was like stomping up towards me, that might be like Seven Nation Army. But also White Stripes seems like the opposite of anything that like a vampire is, unless White Stripes is like the cool like vampire scars that you get. But that's a real stretch. I don't know. I don't think Seven Nation Army really does it. Okay, next one is Start From the Bottom, which is, obviously started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my old team. Yeah, started from the bottom, now we're here. Right? So
That's-
if you hear that,
The kind of song where the vampire's not walking up to you, but it walks into the room by like blasting open the doors to like a balcony and like descending down the steps.
see, okay, it's not on this list, but I'm going to say I would amend that. If that occurs, if it like blasts open the doors and like descends down, I'm going to put X Gonna Give It To You.
Yeah.
So there's like,
Yep.
you walk in and there's just nothing and you're like, the door creaks like, thump, and then you walk in, dum, and it like echoes, right? Your footsteps. And then you're like, hello? Hello? Is there anybody here? Here? And then like 10 seconds of silence, and then just like, knock, knock, open up the doors, real with the nonstop pop off of stainless steel. And this vampire is just like, there's like blazing lights, and it's just like kicks open the doors and it comes down. I think if it started from the bottom, that's simply just like a fun vampire because he's coming up through a trap door. He's like started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Drag back Dracula.
Yeah, and there's one last walk-up song I want to run by you.
Okay.
I'm just gonna hum it, and then while I'm humming it, you just give me your opinion. So here we go. So it's just.
No. No, this is a great walk-in song.
Yeah.
It has to be from like all the way down the street though. To where like you see the vampire all the way down the street and you can faintly hear the music and it gets louder as the vampire comes walking towards
slow motion.
you. That is where it would be the best.
Here's what I picture for this vampire. This vampire is also wearing a long black duster. I think outside it's like midsummer. There's like mirages. There's like it's the deserts. There's like like dust kind of flying up in the air as it walks along the road. It's wearing a long black duster. It's the middle of the day, so it's like what's it doing out? But it's like wearing the duster, and it's also got round black sunglasses. Like where the lenses are round, and it's also got like a black hat, like a Heisenberg hat. Like the one that Walter wears in the Big Bang Theory. Oh my gosh! You guys remember? You guys remember when all the guys from the Big Bang Theory decided to start cooking meth because it was still funnier than what they were doing? Breaking Bad. Heisenberg, Breaking Bad. That hat, the round hat. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. This vampire has a huge cool factor. He's coming from far away down the road, and I feel like he doesn't live in a castle. This dude, you don't even know where he lives. Like maybe he lives in like a trailer or something, you know? So you're just like in the middle of this ghost town, and you're looking around, and that's when it's like, chum, chum, yeah. Well, I think that's pretty good. I think I pretty much agree with that.
You solved it
and
right there.
Now we have kind of like created our own cinematic universe of vampires with walk-up music, and I'm very on board. I'm like,
very
I
on
am
board with
here
that.
for that.
Yeah.
Well, I can't believe it. We are all the way to the end of the episode. It has now been 47 minutes. I hope we talked about our topic at least a little bit. I feel like we kind of did. I feel like we kind of got
definitely did.
pumped for vampires this week, and I really had a good time.
This was this was fun.
I had fun this episode. We really only have two things left to do. Before we consult the 8-ball, let's go ahead and get our recommendations this week. So every week we like to recommend something for you guys. Sometimes it's related to the episode, sometimes it's not. But either way, it's just kind of something to take home with you. So Connor, what do you recommend this week? I'm stalling for time. You could say I'm vamping because Connor's
Sorry, I
yawning.
was in the middle of a yawn. Poorly timed yawn.
Go for it.
This week I recommend Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Yes.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's a cliche.
Sure.
But I finally got around to actually I'm listening to the audiobook.
Oh, see, I was
on
going to
Audible.
ask if you meant the book or the movie. Because they're actually both very good.
I haven't seen the movie yet.
I recommend it. I mean, after you've read Hitchhiker's Guide and maybe like Restaurant, then like definitely watch the movie.
I'm
It's
almost done
great.
with Hitchhiker's Guide. It's really good.
Yeah.
I knew it would be good. Everyone knows it's going to be
Yeah,
good.
true.
Just go read it.
Yeah, read it if you haven't, or listen to the audiobook. Do you know who narrates it? Is it anybody?
Stephen Fry.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's so good.
wow. Okay.
It's so good.
Well, obviously, I've read Hitchhiker's Guide many times, but now that I know there's an audiobook narrated by Stephen Fry, I am going to check that out immediately. That is the most actionable thing I think we have ever said on our show. Like, I would love it if you guys listen to the end of the show right now, but if you want to just like turn this off and go listen to that, I mean, we already have the downloads, so it doesn't really impact us. We're just kind of doing the rest of the show in case you want to hear it.
Your patronage is not but a number.
That's right. It's all just numbers and that sweet revenue. No, I agree with Connor. Go listen to that immediately.
What's yours?
Yeah, I recommend, and this is actually related to vampires, What We Do in the Shadows. Now, you might have seen
definitely.
that movie. If you don't know the movie, it is a comedy. It's a mockumentary. It's done by Taika Waititi and Jermaine Clement. If you don't know who Taika Waititi is, he directed Thor Ragnarok, but he has done so much more. And obviously, Jermaine Clement from Flight of the Conchords. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's just a really funny movie about these vampire roommates who have been living together for like hundreds of years and shenanigans they get up to in New Zealand. But they are making a TV show. And it's going to be set in, I think, Staten Island. So it's like New York. It's like an American version. But I believe it's still being made by Taika Waititi and Jermaine Clement.
Awesome.
It actually, one of the stars is Matt Berry, who I love in his show, Toast of London. If you haven't seen, is excellent. Check that out as well. But yeah, so What We Do in the Shadows, the TV show, is coming up in a few months here. So yeah, just kind of keep your eyes peeled, keep your finger to the pulse or whatever they say. Ear to the pulse, ear to the ground. Keep your eyes open, and you'll hear stuff about it. Yeah, just be on the lookout. Well, that's it for recommendations. So the only thing left to do is to say thank you to Kenny Childers for doing our opening monologue every week. Killing it as always. Kenny Childers, vampire or not vampire?
He could be.
He could
There's
be a
potential.
vampire. If you guys haven't seen Kenny Childers, first of all, head over to his YouTube channel, Childers Pictures, because he sometimes is in videos over there in between doing stop motion. He'll do reviews, and you can see him there. He could be a vampire. He's got those kind of like dark hair, good looks. Yeah, Kenny Childers. I'm calling it now, vampire. But yes, thanks to Kenny Childers for doing our opening monologue. If you guys want to send an email to the show, you should do that by sending it to 100%worse@gmail.com. That's the number 100, the words percent and worse. Tell us what you think. Tell us any comments or questions that you have. Anything we can answer for you.
If emails too long for you, you can hit us up on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at 100% worse.
That's the number 100, the words percent and worse. And once again, don't forget to use that hashtag 100 worse. That's the number 100 and the word worse. You can find all of our episodes online at turboteenmovie.com. But if you're like most people, you listen on iTunes, Apple Podcasts. So if you do, we would much appreciate it if you would go ahead and leave a rating and review. 5 stars is great. Any stars is still great. We just want to hear from you, and we'd really appreciate the boost that it gives us in iTunes ratings. All right. Well, there's one thing left to do.
I think you've said that maybe twice or 3 times.
Listen, there's always one thing left to do, and then there's another thing left to do.
Okay, but this one is actually
This one actually is the last thing left to do.
We
and this
do
is,
have to consult the 8 ball.
We have to consult the 8 ball to see if we helped anybody this week, if we improved vampires. So we are once again using Spike's 8 Ball Knows All. And if you want to play along at home, you can always go to https://www.indra.com/8ball. That's the number 8, the word ball, /front.html. And that's very easy to remember. So just go there. This is Spike's 8 Ball Knows All. Spike's 8 Ball.
Did we help vampires?
It says, signs point to yes.
Okay.
Mission accomplished.
That's pretty good.
We did it, you guys.
We didn't do it last week, but hey, we did it this week.
We didn't do it last week. I don't think we did it the week before either.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's about time.
It's about time we got to win.
And you know what? I actually kind of agree this week. I feel like we've done a lot to help vampires, to help people's understanding of vampires, and to increase the bottom line as we perform castle rent-outs to vampires all across Europe. Well, with that, that's the end of the show. Thanks so much for listening. You guys mean everything to us. We could not do the show without listeners, so thank you so much for listening. I've been Graham Ganol.
I've been Connor Hughes.
This has been 100% Worse.
Eat your pizza right out of your pockets.
And they took that show and made that show 100%